Hi, everyone. Welcome to Regulating Your Nervous System. I am Maria Brown, and I am so happy to be here with you. These episodes are here to inspire you, to educate you, to give you some tools to help you slow down and to reconnect and learn how to bring your body back into balance. So let's begin. So, one of the things I noticed is that as I look back and reflect, I felt like I was living in a place where there was just this background noise. I was just moving through each day, kind of like a robot. And we don't realize the background noise. We don't recognize the chatter in our own head until we found this place of stillness. And so I'd like for you to just close your eyes for just a moment. And on your fingers, I want you to count at how many of these little scenarios that I present to you resonate with you, that you experience maybe on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis. So let's begin. Close your eyes and let's just pause for a moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top and exhale very slowly, releasing any tension in your shoulders and your jaw. Let's do it one more time. Inhale and see if that belly is expanding. Hold and release with a sigh and a smile, and keep your eyes closed. So, starting with the first item, remember to just hold your fingers up as they resonate with you. Do you wake up feeling tired when you've had a full night's sleep? Just not feeling really well rested? Is your mind racing? Like listing the things you need to do right away as soon as you wake up, and kind of waking up like, I got a million things to do, right? And do you still feel tense even when you want your brain to shut down? Do you feel overwhelmed just making small decisions? Or maybe you start off the day feeling kind of calm, and then as you move through your day, you're feeling more and more overwhelmed where you just kind of shut down? Are you easily irritated, or do you emotionally react? Are you very reactive instead of being responsive, right? So, difference between reaction and responsiveness is when we're reactive, it means some sort of emotion was triggered. But when we're responsive, we've kind of slowed down, thought about the question or the situation, and then respond, right? In an aligned way. Are there times that you feel disconnected from yourself, disconnected from joy, disconnected from creative thought? That may happen from time to time, or it may be something you struggle with every day if you have racing thoughts or can't seem to slow down and focus. Does your body feel tight or tense or heavy or restless? Do you struggle with sleep? Do you struggle with digestion? And do you struggle with focus? And do you feel like you're always kind of racing, or you're behind schedule? So before you open your eyes and see how many fingers you have, just take another deep breath in, hold it at the top, and exhale slowly. And now take a look at how many fingers you have that are activated from the things that resonated with you, from those items. And if you have more than a few that are active, there's nothing wrong with you. It just means that your nervous system is basically working really hard. It's in an overdrive. It's really highly activated. And I remember I had a client of mine once who said, and she was pretty young, she was in like her mid-20s. She said to me, she said, I didn't realize like this wasn't the way it's supposed to be. She goes, I just thought I was adulting. I thought this was part of being an adult, was feeling a lot of these feelings and feeling disconnected and like I'm always racing and my brain is going faster than my body can even keep up with, and the fatigue and the exhaustion and the disrupted sleep. So just know that if your body is feeling that overwhelm, that tiredness and fatigue, that anxiety, or that scattering, it is your biology. And the way I like to explain it is that it's like your phone, right? Our nervous system's like our phone. And when you have a bunch of apps that are running all the time, those apps will drain the battery, right? Because they're not shutting down. You're leaving them open and they're using the battery. So the battery gets drained much faster. Well, think about your nervous system, right? Because most of us are running on emotional, mental, sensory apps throughout the day, but we're not shutting them off. We're not turning them off. And therefore, if we're not closing them, we're always feeling exhausted and we never power down. So the job of our nervous system is basically that it wants to provide safety and feel safety. So evolutionarily, as animals, we have this mechanism for fight or flight response. And that fight or flight response allows us to survive, right? So just think about it. You're in a emergency situation. What happens to your body? Well, immediately your eyes dilate, you become very, very aware sensory wise. Your digestive system shuts down, the adrenaline and the cortisol and the noradrenaline all shoot up in your body, and your blood pressure goes up, your heart rate speeds up, and so that you can live. If that happens for too long of a period of time, it's chronic. In a emergency response mode, that emergency happens, and then we have this recovery period, and most mammals will kind of shake, right? You'll have this shaking episode, shaking it off. And then we go back and we're resilient. We can function again normally. But with chronic stress, you're in fight or flight all the time, survival mode all the time. And that level of anxiety, right? We start to breathe, we start to mouth breathe, we hyperventilate, or we're shallow breathing. And that can keep us in a state of fight or flight all of the time. Is this you? Is this the state that you are living in? And if it is, there are ways that you can shift out of that state so that you have more focus, more clarity, and that you shift from this fight or flight, or when our sympathetic nervous system is activated, into a rest and digest mode, which is when our parasympathetic nervous system is activated. So let's try something really quickly. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. And then we're going to exhale very slowly as if blowing through a straw for a count of 8. We're going to do it 5 times so that we can really bring our nervous system down into this restful state. So let's do this together. Inhale, breathe through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Exhale as if blowing through a straw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Now, where do most people actually get stuck? They get stuck here. They get stuck in their head. But when you do that kind of breathing technique, and these are old ancient pranayamic breathing techniques, and pranayama is one of the limbs of yoga. So breathwork is actually a type of yoga. And so people do get stuck in their head. When you're counting, it takes away any of the negative thoughts. It takes away any of the negative thinking or the looping that goes on in our head. And it just brings you back to connection with your body. When we are disconnected with our body, we have this dis-ease. When we're hyperventilating or in a state of chronic stress, dis-ease, which, yes, leads to disease. When we body set before mind set, we can regulate our nervous system so that we have clarity in our thinking and we're not caught in those loops, which is amazing. I always think about, like, if I was standing on the ocean, right? And I'm trying to use logic to tell the ocean to calm down, screaming at the ocean, calm down, calm down. Well, it's not going to happen, right? Because I'm in here, right? The change isn't going to happen. When I'm in here, right? And I'm in my body, I can stand at the ocean and allow that rhythm of the waves to help me regulate, self-regulate. I don't need to be in my head. I need to be connected to my body, get connected to nature, and just responding with a sense of rhythm, with breath, with that body set first. So when the body feels unsafe, it will stay in a dysregulated state. But when the body feels safe, the mind will calm down naturally. So there's a very simple formula that I like to suggest that will help you in regulating your nervous system on a regular basis. The first starts with awareness, right? Really feeling into, when am I tensing up? When do I have the looping going on in my head? When do I lose focus and feel like I'm like trying to do 3 things at once and I can't get any of them accomplished, right? So that awareness starts with body signals. Then the pause, right? When we stop and slow down and take that breath and go into stillness for a few moments to regulate. And then what does that do in the long run? It allows us to be resilient. It allows us to have the ability to refocus, to find clarity, and allows us to get into like this flow state where we're not feeling that we're running behind schedule or anxious about what we need to get done. We just can go in this flow and it doesn't feel like work anymore. So this week, the first thing I would like you to do is to recognize the signals that your body is giving you and think about, okay, if I'm feeling this way, what can I do to change the state? And doing that simple breath where your exhale is twice as long as your inhale will shift you from that fight or flight or anxious state into a state of resilience, a state of rest and digest so that you can continue your day. You can do this midday. You can start in the morning that way so that you are grounded in the morning with your feet grounded into the floor. And so that's just a great way to move through the day. And so next week, we are going to do an episode, Your Breath Might Be Making You Anxious. And we're going to learn why. We're going to learn how we breathe. We're going to learn the proper way of breathing. And we are going to understand the science behind what is happening in our body when we are in fight or flight and when we are in rest and digest. So I invite you to slow down this week. I invite you to breathe deeply and take some awareness to your breath throughout the week. Are you breathing quickly? Are you breathing deeply? Are you breathing through the mouth or through the nose? Just pay attention to like your normal breath and just make some observations. Now, if this episode resonated with you, I have a call to action for you. First of all, please follow the podcast and share it. Share it with anyone you think could use some information on regulating your nervous system. This is how I can grow. This is how we can share this information and get this information into the hands of the people who need it the most. So that's how you can help me. And also, if you want to learn more, you can always go to my link tree. You can see the different programs that I offer. I have group coaching sessions, and I have a weekly newsletter, Breath Notes, that has a quick little video and new breathing techniques every week. So you can join that. You can see what retreats I'm holding around the world. You can learn about my book and when it's coming out. Just so many different events that are going on. So check that out. You can follow me on social media under Maria Brown Breathwork, Serenity Wellness and Coaching, or Flow State Art by Maria. Or you can contact me if you would like me to come speak at your organization or in your workplace or in education. I was in education for 25 years and work with teachers all the time about learning how to avoid burnout and also how to have these quick little breathing 1-minute sessions to get their students centered, grounded, and focused to begin the learning process. So reach out to me, Maria at serenitywellnessandcoaching.com. And thank you for being here today with me. Thank you for being in this community. You can always return to this place. Just breathe and let peace be your guide. Until next time, let your own nervous system regulation be the gift that you give to the world.